Hi, Susan Lenart Kazmer here. I've been working in my studio and spring out. I've been working with a lot of nature and organics. So I had the idea of putting together a few new stone ideas. People have always enjoyed the just druzy stones and type of stones that I use in my work. So this time I put together a tourmaline stone. I'm wearing one of the small pieces here. And you actually can do, using the ice resin products, you can make tourmaline or ambers and just these gorgeous deep rich colors with some of the products here. So I want to show you how to do this. Check it out. Okay, I actually want to show you how to make this tourmaline stone, just with all the cross hatching in there, with ice resin and just a little bit of outside organic weeds and materials I found out there. So I'm just going to do a little cut these, and then really I want to have these strands. You could use these. I just use fibers. They're dried out. You can use horsehair for this. You could use threads. You know, this is just really a technique where I'm cutting up small little pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and size these and insert them as all the crosshatch pieces that are in my work. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ancient root, and I'm just going to give this a little bit of darker color. You don't have to do this with everything, but this piece, I feel like the weeds, when they dried, they just became a little bit drier. So I wanted to give them a little bit more of a vibrant, darker color to contrast with the tints that I put in my resin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want a really shiny back on my piece. So while this is drying, I'm going to take my paper sealer, and I just put a little bit in the background, just a tiny bit. I don't want it to take a long time to dry. And I'm just going to lay my foil back here and tack it down. I always press my foils down with the back side of my paintbrush. And voila, that's just going to take a minute. The nice thing about the paper sealer is that it dries so quickly. You do want to wait till it dries before you pour resin in, because if it's not dry, it might be a little bit cloudier. Sometimes we like the cloudy. I already pre-mixed some ice resin here, so I'm going to actually put a little dollop of ice resin into the bottom of my piece. And I'm building this a little bit bigger so you guys can all see. I'm going to just go ahead and mix my colors right into my bezel so I don't have to color the whole container of ice resin. I can use it for other things. I'm also going to put in a little of the yarrow tints into my work. 2 drops of yarrow and 1 drop of the ancient root, and just mix this in. And you can see, oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful amber color. I'm really excited about this amber color. Just mix it in pretty good, or, you know, you want to know that a natural stone or a natural material isn't always mixed in perfectly beautiful, but in this case, it will be mixed in nicely. Okay, and you can see I'm in a room temperature of about 70 degrees, a little bit maybe like 74. So my resin is just mixing so beautifully. You can see the foil shining through. I always start my pieces with foil because it really is reflecting upward and really giving me a nice vibrancy like amber has. And then I have these pieces here. I'm just going to drop them in different directions. See, I want these long strands here, and I want them somewhat lined up, and I want to make sure they fit all the way inside here. Maybe a couple of them are a little bit big. Well, as long as this is coming out, snap it open. So I want these linear positions, and I'm getting this gorgeous, gorgeous look of a stone. And then when I'm done, see how beautiful that's going to look. Oh my gosh. If I decide I want this a little darker, I can put a little bit of resin in and put a little darker color in here. So really you just want to make sure that your weeds, my reeds in here, were dry before I added the next addition. There. So if I want more, I can pour more in. I can add a deeper, darker color. I can make any changes that I'd want to make. But that basically is just a beautiful way of making a stone. So this is the tourmaline stone. You can see how beautiful it looks in there with the strands. And I'm just going to wait for this to sit for a couple minutes, and then I'll probably top it off. On this stone, I don't really know if I want to dome it out, but I'll see. I'm just going to fill it with a little bit more resin. But that basically is this gorgeous, gorgeous tourmaline stone. There you go.